Coming up in the news, union shop stewards at the Jack Hayward High School speaking out. Also, an update tonight on the interruption in cable TV services. And some good news for cruise ferry passengers. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shashina Rowe-Parkinson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, cable TV customers not happy with recent interruptions in service. Tonight, we get an update on the disruption and what is being done to compensate consumers.
Thousands of Rev Cable Bahamas consumers in the Northern Bahamas experiencing lengthy interruptions this past Wednesday. The problem impacting cable TV services, leaving consumers irate and up in arms. Northern Director of Cable Bahamas, Dominic Petty, says the interruptions were video related.
50 to 60,000 subscribers could have been impacted by the video issue, which was due to a video switch router inside of our front that was failing, and it resulted in significant packet loss. And so our engineers were working tirelessly trying to stabilize the system, which they were able to accomplish early yesterday morning.
The director says that his technical team has resolved the video issues that would have impacted customers.
Right now, the team is pretty much in the phase where we're trying to do a postmortem, to try to ensure that we protect against things like that from happening again. But it was something that never really happened before, especially for like a time that it did happen.
As to what compensation would be available to customers that were inconvenienced, Petty says Rev is working towards a possible solution.
That hasn't been decided as yet, but we're still working. Right now, our focus is trying to stabilize and get a postmortem over, and then do communication to the customers.
Petty says the video-related issues was a first of its kind and that customers should not be concerned with similar disturbances in the future.
Yeah, so I guess we're just want to advise anyone should be experiencing any issues still, just to contact our contact center for assistance. So everybody should be stabilized at this point. Again, it was just the video services that were impacted. The internet service was stabilized all on all of the others.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
In other news, police continue to investigate an incident at the Sister Mary Patricia Russell Jr. School where a 14-year-old male student was taken into police custody after he reportedly attacked the school's principal. Reports say the principal was attempting to defuse the dispute, and that is when he was attacked. Now, ZNS News contacted the school's principal, Albert Jones, today. He declined to comment on the incident. However, he said that he is doing okay. Yesterday, ZNS News spoke to Area Vice President of the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union, Frazette Gibson, who condemned the attack and is calling for more to be done to assist troubled youth. In other news, union leaders at the Jack Hayward High School are attempting to clear the air surrounding the recent incident of alleged sexual misconduct filed against a colleague at that institution. Since the arrest and arraignment of the teacher at the center of the investigation, some parents and students have alleged that school officials didn't do enough to protect the students. Tonight, these union leaders are giving their side of the story. They say the current administration followed the proper protocol. Union reps at Jack Hayward High School taking exception to the backlash from the public, as they say while there have been reports that alleged sexual misconduct has been ongoing for years at the school, the current administration cannot be beaten with the stick of those of the past. Shop Steward Vinola Sayers, joined by Assistant Shop Steward Tanya Nichols Sayers, both say that it should be clear the guidance counselors as well as teachers followed the proper protocol in this latest incident. They say several reports of misconduct have been made over the years based on the young girls' interviews on ZNS Northern Service. However, they add that there were different administrators in place.
Once this present matter was brought to the attention of the staff, it was acted on very quickly. Within a week, the mandated protocols were followed by the teachers, the guidance department, and the administration of the school. In my time of teaching, this is the quickest I have seen a matter such as this handled.
Saris believes that those who dealt with this latest incident did due diligence, and it is unfair for the public to make it seem as if they were negligent.
We would like to let the public know we do not support the actions of any educator that violates in any way the students that have been entrusted to us, and we will continue to do our endeavor best to educate and protect those that we've been entrusted to.
The shop steward is again reiterating to parents that their kids are indeed safe at school.
We all work there. We have children that go there. We want when we go out and we wearing Jack Hayward, you're from Jack Hayward. Know that your child can come to anyone if they're uncomfortable. It isn't as if they have to feel uncomfortable in any way, form, or fashion, because we are there, we're listening, we're willing to act. It's not as if your child is going to be deprived in any way, form, or fashion. If they call out or they speak out, they have no reason not to. There are too many teachers that care about educating and making certain being there for the students. In a professional capacity, that's what we're there for.
And she has this message for those who are saying sexual misconduct has been ongoing for years.
We have, right, at this point in time, we have so many persons, this was happening for so long, but if you were a whistleblower 5, 10, 15 years ago, this situation may not have even happened. You can't wait until everybody's jumping in the band. You could have been the whistleblower and saved these children from going through what they would have gone through now. We have to be passionate, not just as educators and not just as, we have to be our brother's keeper. These are children who are in our care. So 10 years ago, you realize that you ain't say nothing. 15 years ago, you realize that you ain't say nothing. But now, no, you could have saved these kids from going through what they're going through now. And that's why, that's a message to everyone.
In other news, some good news on the horizon for cruise ferries doing business in the Bahamas. You may recall just last week, U.S. President Biden announced that effective January 26, all international passengers will have to show proof of a negative PCR test or antigen test before entering the country. That announcement was seen as a devastating blow to the tourism economy. But tonight there is some positive news regarding that cruise passengers. Italia Hall explains.
The managing director of Balearia Caribbean, Mario Otero, says the company is still waiting on government officials in the Bahamas to give the final authorization to restart passenger service to Grand Bahama. According to Otero, the Balearia has been ready to recommence passenger service since November, following all of the COVID-19 protocols that were certified by Bureau Veritas, but they have yet to receive a favorable response from the government. Otero stating that Balearia Caribbean does not have any restriction from the United States to resume passenger operations. The managing
We do apologize. That was the wrong report. We will bring you the right report in a later newscast. Well, tonight we continue our series on ecotourism. The sector that focuses on nature is said to be extremely beneficial. In this report, a leader within the industry is sharing her experiences and says it is an ideal market to pursue as more and more visitors are showing interest in nature tourism. Our Talia Hall has more.
President of the Garden of the Groves, Erica Gates, has been a fixture in the ecotourism business for decades. She calls it a profitable market that Bahamians should continue to explore. Gates, who is considered one of the pioneers in the ecotourism industry, shares how she got involved in the sector.
When people come to the Bahamas as tourists, they want to learn about the environment and the history and the geology And we have so much to offer, especially on Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama, we have industry, but we have 2/3 of the island that we still have beautiful environment. And we began 30 years ago with kayaks, and we just took people in the kayaks through the mangroves, and that took off wonderfully. And then we added bicycles. We took people through the trails in the forest.
In fact, Gates says she was inspired by the beauty of the island when she arrived on Grand Bahama 51 years ago.
It was just bush, but the beauty of the environment is beneficial not only to birds but also to other creatures. And so, first of all, we need to, in order to maintain it, we need to understand it. We need to, when we go in the bush, say, this is not just a poisonwood tree, but this is the tree that enriches the ground for us.
And at the Garden of the Groves, there are many ecosystems that residents and tourists enjoy, including bird watching. And so far, some 156 bird species have been recorded.
We have become an affiliate to Cornell University, which has or maintains the largest database in ornithology. And we have a group of birders on Grand Bahama that survey this garden every week, and other sites, of course, on Grand Bahama, and submit their findings of the number of birds and species into this database. So we are the third largest property in the Bahamas as far as bird productivity is concerned.
This ecotourism pioneer is admonishing Bahamians to become more knowledgeable about the sector and its many benefits. But she warns that while it is rewarding, it requires dedication and hard work.
It is not something you see our trailers running down the street with the kayaks and, oh, you just go do this, you know. It's a long day. It's a preparation in the morning. They need to make themselves aware of a lot of subject. And today, with the internet, it is easy to do that.
It's Halia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.